Here at Turning Point, I am with Scott Coburn with Patriot Mobile. Scott, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it.
William, always a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure.
Well, I tell you what, not only does everybody hear about Patriot Mobile on my show all the time, because I love Patriot Mobile, but not only because it's a good company, because I've gotten to meet other good people that are like yourself that are involved and work for the company.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for what you all do as a company, but thank you what you all do for freedom.
That's what it's all about. That's what we do. It's our hearts. We are called to defend freedom. That's what we are. We're a cell phone company. You know, we're a really good cell phone company.
Right.
But our mission has nothing to do with cell phones, and it has everything to do with freedom. You know, we give to causes that, like Turning Point USA and other, that our customers believe in. We believe that, yeah, you know, we won an election. It was an important election, but our work's just getting started, right?
I agree with you.
Our work's just getting started. It's going to take a long time to undo all the damage that the left has done to this country. So one of the ways we can help is to vote with our dollars, our wallets. And that's what we do at Patriot Mobile. We've been on the front edge of this Patriot economy. I call it the Patriot economy for a while now. And we're just providing an alternative for people to switch their cell phones to a great company like Patriot Mobile. Know that you're going to get the best service, and know that every time you pay your bill, you're going to be supporting causes you believe in.
Well, you know, most companies, I mean, a lot of companies, I don't want to say all, but I would say most companies, the greater majority, donate either into organizations they believe in. Maybe they are owned by people who mentally support other causes, but people who patronize you guys know that you all mentally and physically support causes that are pro-American, pro-freedom, pro-life, and first responders. It can't go wrong that you all give back to the communities that you all also benefiting from.
That's right, and you make a great point. Yes, we give away millions of dollars. We could just stroke a check and be done with it, but we don't. We're all activists ourselves. We believe so strongly in the mission and the companies and the organizations that we work with. We're boots on the ground activists ourselves. To a man, every employee in our company, we have over 200 employees, all of us are activists, and all of us believe in our God-given rights and freedoms, and we believe that we're called to protect those. So we do it through our jobs and through our work that we do with our hands, but we also do it in our homes, in our neighborhoods, with our families, with our friends. Through our sphere of influence, we let people know what freedom is really all about, and it's worth fighting for, right? Yeah.
Well, now, you know, while we're interviewing this, and it sounds like we're talking most about Patriot Mobile, that really is just the foundation for which, you know, you guys are thriving on. You know, with freedom, a little bit you all support, or the foundation you all are supporting. But I also want to do this like any regular interview, like anybody else that I ask, you know, because that's what's important to find out, not only where we're losing freedom in America, but what you all are working on and what you all are doing to protect that. I mean, we could say in generalities you support pro-life and you support organizations that do that, and that's easy to stroke a check.
Yeah.
But what are you all actually doing to help support it?
Yeah, so you bring in another good point. It is more than just the money. These organizations do need the money, and that we're happy to provide that. But they also need us to activate our members and appeal to our members or our customers about these organizations and how important they are. So we don't only just, again, support them financially. We actually, every month we send out Patriot Press, and what we do is we tell all of our customers how we're spending their money and who we're supporting and how they can further help support the movement, how they can get involved. So they love it. They look to us to say, hey, what's going on in Columbus, Ohio? What's going on down in Tampa? What's going on out in California? Where can I get plugged in, and where can I help in the movement?
So, and I love hearing that you actually, that it's active and showing other people, because like I tell my audience all the time, you know, we can say, hey, I'm flying a flag, or I'm doing this, my activism started a flag, my activism now, you know, I go to pro-life marches, whatever the case may be. But until we actually empower people that don't know, you know, what they can do, where they can go, hey, this is going on over here, there's this organization over here that you can help, which is what you all are doing. You're actually giving people arrows for their quivers in the fight for freedom.
Yes, there is an education component to it, right? A lot of people, myself included, I spent the large portion of my career early on, I just was heads down, working hard, raising my family, and then I pulled up and I looked around and I saw what in the world has happened to our country. I'm a microcosm for what's happened all over this country. People are finally pulling their heads out of the sand and saying, I need to get involved. I need to understand what's going on in our school boards.
Right.
These are children, okay? When you start messing with our children, it's game on.
Exactly.
Right? So that's the other thing we try to do within our local communities is empower people to get involved in local politics, school boards, municipalities, city council.
Exactly.
These are all important things, and once people get plugged in locally, there's a much better chance that they take that step up and get into statewide and then national politics as well. It is all important.
You actually keyed into something that I love hearing that you said this, that I'm always saying, which is locally. People think that to save our country, we have to go to a big rally or you have to do something big, and they get discouraged because they go, well, DC is not listening to us. Our elected officials, the president, we can't talk to him. We don't get to talk to our congressmen, our senators don't listen. But then when you start to realize that locally how much power you have, and when you empower people with, hey, get involved with your school board.
That's right.
Get involved, because that's where the elected officials start their political, careers, is in the school board.
You build the bench, right?
Right.
You've got to build the bench, and it starts with local politics, right? And even more than that, it shows the youth, right? It's a model for our young patriots to see what it looks like to actually become involved in local politics.
Exactly.
And politics, and how important that is. I mean, every single person should vote. That's our right to vote. Why would you want to give up your right to do something as powerful as vote for your elected politicians? It's one of the most important things we can do. So that's another thing we're really involved in, is the Get Out the Vote movement. We are trying to encourage people through our churches, through our schools, through our communities, that you have to get out and vote. It's very important.
I always tell people, if you don't vote, somebody's going to vote for you.
That's right.
Because that's how the ballot harvesters steal votes. But more importantly, I tell people, I don't care how you vote. Just vote, because what happens is when the elected officials see an active electorate, they're not necessarily going, well, this person's voting Democrat, that was a Republican. When the people are actively voting, politicians pay attention to the community.
Correct.
And it goes back to these down ballot elections where, we had one 30 days after the presidential election in our community. We had an election on raising taxes for the children and for the firemen, which they always do that, and when it's off election, and that's how they get the tax increases in. Yeah. But when the people are voting, Democrat or Republican, they know they can't get away with that.
That's right. Yeah, it's accountability, right? I mean, that's how we clean this mess up.
My exit question is always, where are we losing freedom in America the most?
You know what? I'm going to spin that around a little differently. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the glass half full approach to that question. And that's, we're gaining ground. We're gaining ground. Look around this place.
Exactly.
Look at the energy at this place. Look at the youth around here that are all on fire. These are conservative school age children that have said, you know what, I'm going to be involved.
Right.
And it's not their mom and dad pulling them along. Quite opposite, they're pulling their parents along in a lot of cases. They're like, Mom, Dad, you guys need to wake up and become more involved. And that's happening everywhere, all over the country. This is refreshing. This gives me hope when I come to an event like this, these Turning Point USA events. It gives me hope for my son, my 19-year-old son, and ultimately his children and beyond, for generations to come. This gives me hope that, you know what, this is the greatest country in the free world, and it's going to continue to be because of the next generation.
I love the optimism, and I love that the glass is half full.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And look, if more people get involved like voting, we can fill it up with all that positive energy.
Overflow. Let's let that glass overflow.
I love it. Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody else for not only watching the interview, but for sharing the interview. And if you're interested in becoming a member and having your cell phone service with Patriot Mobile, please go to patriotmobile.com/WWFA. That WWFA not only supports my show, but it's going to get you some free stuff if you go look at it, and please shop with it. And you'll get great service, very competitive rates because they use all the lines, and support a company that supports America. Thank you so much. See you soon.
I'll leave you guys with this. This Christmas season, you want a good gift idea? Give the gift of freedom with Patriot Mobile. With every call and text you make, give the gift of freedom. Defend freedom with your cell phone with Patriot Mobile.
Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.